Hello, dear viewers. It's another episode of the Roots and Wings Iwacu show, where we explore the journeys of the Rwandan community abroad in various countries around the globe. Today we go to Italy. We have a group called Inganji Culture Troupe that does cultural things to connect Rwandans in Italy to their culture, even though they are abroad and they are doing various things. Today we are with the spokesperson of Inganji Culture Troupe, Samantha Gamanyi. Welcome to Rwanda Television.
Thank you so much.
Yes, we are glad to have you. Inganji Culture Troupe is a family of artists, visionaries dedicated to empowering young people, healing communities, and showcasing the beauty of Rwanda through culture. And today we are going to explore what the team does mainly in details and how this is helping Rwandans living in Italy to connect to their roots here in Rwanda. Welcome again, Samantha.
Thank you.
I would like to start by asking you to tell us about a little bit about the Inganji Cultural Troupe. When was it founded? Why did you found the group?
Yes, Inganji Cultural Troupe is one of the groups that showcase the Rwandan traditional dances in Italy, where we're living. It was created in last year in 2024, around May. After that, we usually organized things that connects the Rwandan community there and different friends of the Rwandan community, because we are in a country where we make friends, and those friends, they do not know about the cultures. So we wanted to integrate them as they are integrated in our lives, as they're part of our lives. We wanted to show them where we come from, what we do there, and who we are. So we did a little bit of a concert that the Inganji was not there, and we had to connect different people who were talented in traditional dances, drums, singing, and the concert went really successful. So we were like, if this can be successful without that much organization, then why can't we go ahead and create something greater? Then that's how we sat down. We were a team of, I can say, 10 people, and we envisioned Inganji, and we said, you know what, let's just create something that will continue living even after, even when we're gone, people will have a place they can showcase their talents and they can keep the culture, the Rwandan culture alive.
You say that when you started this initiative, it was all about showcasing your culture where you are in Italy. Is it only for that, or it's also for the Rwandans that live in Italy to keep connecting to their culture?
Obviously, it's also for keeping connecting the Rwandans that lives in Italy, because everybody is, I can say, is an individual. Everybody is busy in his life, and people are doing different kinds of activities. So we wanted something that can bring all those people together. We wanted things that can connect people from different cities. You know, we have people in Rome. I personally live in Rome, and we have Milan. We have different kind of people everywhere in Italy. So we wanted to connect them and bring them closer. And what would we bring to the table if we connect those people? It's the love, the passion for the culture, because every Rwandan, wherever he lives, he has a heart for the culture. So we wanted to bring those people together and reconnect, and we bring Rwanda to Italy, you know?
Yeah. Now, the name speaks itself. It's a Rwandan name, Inganji Culture Troupe. Why did you choose Inganji among all other names?
Well, I will go back to the history. You know, there is, back in the years before I was born, so Inganji was derived from a word kuganza, which symbolizes the victory. It was used back in the days when the king used to have a drum called karinga, Inganji karinga, and that drum was used within the success or the victory. So whenever the kingship has done something and became successful and it was a victory, there was a drum that was beaten, and that drum symbolizes a victory. So Inganji is I can say in Kinyarwanda kuganza, which shows victory. So
Victorious way of celebrating.
yes, exactly. So that's why we said we started as small people, as something small, something that only the dream, the passion was beyond us. But we were like, whatever way, whatever challenges, we will have to have the victory. So we gave the name to the vision. Yeah.
Now, in your mission as Inganji, you mentioned using youth as a catalyst for healing and positive change. How do you practically implement this among the Rwandan community in Italy?
As I said before, whoever travels abroad and goes to another country, everything is so new. It's so hard to connect to the people that you speak the same language, you understand the same things, and you share the challenges. So some people got there and they were alone. They didn't know any person according to the cities they live in, because there are some cities where you find that there's like 2 Rwandans, and those Rwandans, they don't even know each other. So people, I can say people got there and they started living in an individual life, and it's in a society where you feel like you're not home, you know, you do not belong to that society. You have to learn everything.
Even the language.
Even the language, you know, they don't even use English. So people were alone, were lonely, if I can say that. And you know, loneliness is not good, and it creates a gap that brings something bad out of it. So we needed to bring that community together. You are in this state, I'm in this state, but let me connect, let me share the talent, let me use your talent, you use mine, and we bring something out of it. And that brought healing, because people no longer felt alone. People no longer felt like their talents are dormant. They had a space, a spot where they can express their talents, and they can show, they can find a family and show their strength.
Now, apart from being the spokesperson of the Inganji cultural troupe, Samantha Gahamanyi is also the secretary of the Rwandan community in Italy. And connecting that, there is the Inganji cultural troupe that does cultural things. How do you connect with the RCI, the Rwandan community in Italy? How do you connect the both to make sure that it aligns with what you want?
I would say, what is the Rwandan community abroad? What is the Rwandan community in Italy? It's the people, it's the Rwandan people in Italy. So what is Inganji? Inganji is the young people, Rwandan young people. So Inganji is part of the Rwandan community in Italy. So there is nothing like a gap or a connecting. We are just under what we're supposed to be doing. Where the Inganji troupe is like talented Rwandan community in Italy brought together and created something.
Yes.
I would simply say that. Because the Rwandan community in Italy, it has leadership. The leadership, they supervise what we do, they contribute, and it's like they needed people, because you know they cannot do it alone. They needed people within that community, and that's how Inganji came up.
Now, measuring the success of what you've been doing before we go to the activities that you guys have been doing over time, what are some of the signature events or the key events? You mentioned that you started last year in 2024, and it's been just some months. What are some of the activities that you have done through that, and how was it beneficial to that same community in Italy, the Rwandan community?
Oh, I love to talk about that, because it has been a success after success after success. Yeah, when we started, as I told you, we started after one of the concerts that brought people, Rwandan people together, and it wasn't something that we planned, you know, it was just something we sat down and were like, yo, you know how to dance? Oh, I know how to beat drums. Oh, you know how to sing? Let's just do it. And we wanted to show our talents. We didn't have Inganji at all. So when we have seen people, different people that are talented, we decided to bring them together into a permanent thing, if I can say that. And after that, we did so many activities. We like last year in December, we did our first, I can say our firstborn concert. It was like launching officially Inganji, and it was so successful. We expected like 300 people, and we saw exceedingly abundantly above, if I can say that. So it was around 400 people. The hall was full. The preparations, the financial things, because you know it's not easy. It's not like home. You wake up, you go in the studio, and you do something. There are so many logistics to it, and it was successful. And also in collaborations with other associations, like this year we do not only do dancing, we do not only do singing, we do also poetry, we do also playing, we do also sketching. And today we contributed in Kwibuka events, Kwibuka for the 31st commemoration. We had a partnership with our past initiatives where they gave us a magazinemye and we had to play it, to demonstrate it. Not only that we give the culture things, we also give, you know, we want Rwanda to be known. We did more to just dancing and singing, and we played. We brought Rwanda. Yeah.
Apart from these activities that you usually do on a daily basis, you said about culture. I want to go deep into that. The Inganji Cultural Troupe, are there Rwandans that were brought up in Rwanda and went to Italy after, or is it a mixture of Rwandans who were born in Italy and those who came from Rwanda to Italy for different activities, be it work, be it studies or anything?
To make it short, Inganji Cultural Troupe is a troupe of Rwandan community, young people who are passionate about Rwanda. It can be either the one who were born in Rwanda and, like me, you know, at a certain age had to go there for certain reasons, or it can also be a person who were born in Italy, which also makes him or her a Rwandese. You know, at some point, people go there before they got married and they gave birth, and those people, we cannot exclude them. They are part of us. They are bloodline. So it's whoever feels want to be part of it, whoever is talented, whoever wants to, you know, bring Rwanda to Italy is welcome.
Now, you also mentioned that you do dance, plays, and poetry, everything in between for healing, for promoting culture in Italy. How has been the impact since you started? I believe you guys also meet not only for events, you also meet in other days. How has it been impactful to the community in Inganji?
That one, I would even make it personal, you know, because sometimes when you speak about it and people think it's just something made up, you wanted to show, but let me just say it simply, you know, as I told you, it's really hard to connect people in everyday life there because everybody is busy in his schedules. And then when you find a community where you can express your feelings, tell people what you feel in your own language. You know, sometimes it's even hard to say what you feel in another language. You'd be like, oh boy, you're not listening. But when you do it in a way you understand, in a way you feel it.
In your own language.
In your own language, it brings healing, it brings life. And I've got so many friends. I can say like most of my best friends over there, they're people we were together in Inganji. There are people we started. There are people we have the same dream of this Inganji culture troupe. And that itself made me feel like I'm not alone, you know. I cannot do this life in Italy alone. I have people, and also I can give you an example. There's some people, as I told you, that they came there before us, and they somehow know how to navigate through the things, the challenges. And whenever, let's say like, you want a house, you don't speak Italian, you don't know any landlord, and how are you going to do it? But you remember there's just a brother you met, and he's been there for 10 years. He kind of knows the laws, he knows the rules, and you go to that brother, you tell him, you know, I'm looking for this and that, can you please help me? And he helps you. But the first connection you had was in Inganji Culture Troupe. You couldn't have met that person if he wasn't Inganji. So that's like something that is healing, you know.
Now, part of the of what you're doing, besides the culture, the poetry, do you plan to incorporate more activities in Inganji Troop? And if yes, which are those activities for the moment?
We are looking forward to it, we are planning a lot of things. You know, it's not something that was created to only live a year or 2 years. It's something that is just gonna even live after I'm gone, when I'm done, when people that created it are done, or they have some other busy schedules. It's something that's gonna keep going. So we have so many plans. For example, we have our annual concert, and this time around we are coming closer to Milan people, because it was born, I forgot to mention that it was born in Rome and created in Rome, but it cannot be landlocked in Rome, you know. It has to move and find other Rwandans where they are. If you are a Rwandan and you live in a certain city, we're coming for you. So this year we are just doing it in Milan. And also, apart from that, as I told you, we have so many collaborations with other associations, and also the Rwandan community in Italy, where we not only do things under the name of Inganji, but we can also be Inganji doing things under any other name or any other events. There are also other culture troops in our neighborhood countries, Poland, Belgium, and we need to connect with them. They can be like, we invite you to this event, and we go there. We have so many plans. We have so many plans.
Yeah, every initiative that is born has challenges, and you also have your own. I would like to know, what are some of the key challenges that you have faced when the Inganji Troop started operating, even before? What are some of the questions that were running on your mind? How can we do this? What are the challenges that you specifically met as Inganji Cultural Troop?
It's still challenging. It's not like we have done it, we made it, no. There are still so many challenges, but the first one to come up with was, you know, trust. You could come to a person and tell a person, you know, I have a dream. And people usually, they believe in what they see. No one believes in what they don't see. So telling people that this is gonna be successful, this is gonna be just more than us, it took us a lot of, you know, a lot of strength. But definitely people saw it and they be like, oh, these people are serious. These people are doing something they are passionate about. That was a challenge. And of course, another challenge was financial challenges, you know, because every activity came with logistics, and we were only starting. We didn't have anything, and we wanted to do like greater things. We didn't want to start small, you know. We wanted to do greater things. We were dreaming high, and we wanted to achieve that dream. And fortunately, we did that. But the financial part, we had to give things out of our budget. We had to cross the line of budgeting and planning, and you know, it's still a challenge because, as I told you, like even this year, we are planning to do something in Milan. And how are we gonna get in Milan? Most of the people part of Inganji Culture Troop, they live in Rome. So it's also transport, you know, accommodations. It's still challenging, but doesn't mean a thing to us. We are just dreamers. We're just dreamers.
Yeah. Now, part of the challenges that you mentioned is like the logistical challenges, but also part of the Inganji Culture Troop, you are different people with different views, with different purposes. Some are there for studies, some are there for work. How do you manage to balance like what you went there for, but also connecting it to stay connected to your roots, which is Rwanda, to do those activities that relate you or connect you to your culture?
That's a good one. Yeah. If I am doing my school or my work in Italy, who am I doing it as? I'm doing it as a Rwandan person. So whatever I can be doing, I cannot take that route of being a Rwandan. There is something that runs within me. There is something that I cannot ignore. So whatever that comes, I will have to make time for that thing that runs within me. So those people are passionate, as I told you, regardless of their schedules, regardless of their studies, regardless of their schools, regardless of their work, there is something that runs within them, and they cannot ignore that. So that's what they bring. They make time for it. And by the way, doing that brings more satisfaction than then, well, I understand it's our responsibility to do schools because we're there to study and we're there to do our different jobs. We cannot ignore our jobs, but we can only balance it. Our free time, we don't use our free time to sleep, do whatever. We use our free time to bring that passion alive, that thing that is within us alive. Yeah.
Now, we've mentioned so many times the Rwandan community abroad, and the challenges that you mentioned, I guess they are similar to other people, also other Rwandans living in various countries around the globe. But I believe also there are solutions that are being made through this community outreach. Now, there are Rwandans living in various countries, be it in Italy and other countries, that would like to do the same thing, that would like to initiate such activities, but who don't have any experience. From now, your experience as Inganji Culture Troop, what message would you give to those people who are still in fear, who are still thinking, where do I start? How do I do it? How can I ask help? What message would you give to them?
The only message is just do it. Do it worried, do it scared, do it without courage, without hope, but do it. Just do it. Just stand up and start. I remember when we started, I personally, I do not dance, I do not sing, I do not beat drums. I'm just a spokesperson, but we needed those different talents. And one of us came up with that dream. And he was like, it's been 10 years. I'm dreaming of a thing that will represent Rwanda. He loves Rwanda so much. I mean, we all do, but he's possessed with Rwanda. I can say that. And wherever he is, he just wants people to know I am a Rwandan. I came from Rwanda. Do you want to know the tradition of Rwanda? He's so much informed about the country, and he wants to demonstrate that the country. So we saw that in him, and we were like, this person is a dreamer. We can support him. And because we're also passionate, I was like, what can I do? I'm learning, but I cannot dance. I cannot do this, but there is something I can do. I can help these people connect to the right sources. I can speak for this person while he's training, while he's dancing. That's what we came up, and we did it. We didn't have any bottom line. We didn't have any foundation. We didn't have any ground. We just started. We were like, you know what, let's do it. I'm telling you, we did it with zero hope. We were just like, let's just do it. But it was a good initiative because whoever understood about that was like, oh, we will support you. We have seen so many support. The only message I can leave is just do it. No matter how you feel about it, no matter that you don't see the lines or you don't see any support, just do it. There is a reason why it is on your heart. There is a reason why you think about that. Just do it. Just start.
Samantha, it's been good, and time is not on our side, but I would like to ask you one last question before we close up, we wind up this episode. Now, you are under the Rwandan community in Italy, and you operate, you do culture-related activities. How does the community there support you? Because there are elder people, there are others that have been living there for quite a long time who are not young people who can dance or you do drums or sing. How does the Rwandan community in Italy support your activities when you're there?
First of all, I will add something. It's not only about the Rwandan community. There's also friends of Rwanda that support us, and they support us in a different way. For example, there is a collaboration we did with an association that is completely Italian. Completely Italian. So what we do, we got in partnership and we gave them our desires, what we wanted from them, and they supported us, and we demonstrated Rwanda in that partnership. So they support us by being just present. They cannot dance, they cannot sing, but they are good counselors. They are good advisors. They are good people who know how to navigate through the bureaucracy in Italy. They can help us with that. They can help us with the registration stuff. They can help us by just being present in our concerts, being there for us. Because if we, Inganji Culture Troop, do the thing and we go in a place without an audience, it will just be like doing it in my room, you know. It will be a failure, but they are there. They show up whenever we need them, whenever we need support. You know, like for example, as I told you, the interest is not free because there's so many logistics that came with it, but they pay their money. They come and they see, they appreciate, they advertise, they invite their people, and that's how we come up with a hall full of people. And we cannot do it. It's something we cannot do it alone. So they really support us, and thank you. Grazie mille.
Samantha Gamanyi, thank you so much for telling us your journey as the Nganji Culture Troupe, and we are happy to learn about these journeys and what the Rwandan community is doing in various countries.
Thank you.
And that was the spokesperson of Nganji Culture Troupe, a shining example of how culture can transcend borders and create meaningful impact across generations, whether it's through a drum beat, a graceful dance, or singing. Nganji reminds us that being Rwandan doesn't fade with distance. It is always within. It is always within. To our viewers, thank you so much for joining us today for the Roots and Wings Iwacu show. Hope to see you next in the next episode. Thank you so much. My name is Olive Nete, your host.